Charles, welcome to the show. It's an astonishing video. It's beautiful. It lets us into her life, into her journey. Charles, you've been following the royal family now for many, many years. Have you ever seen anything quite like this?
Well, no, I've never seen anything like this at all. It's just fantastic news that Catherine is now finished chemotherapy. It doesn't mean that she's out of the woods yet. There's still a long way to go, but she's going to come back, a few light duties, and will continue with whatever treatment needs to be carried out. But this video is just sensational. It just shows a fabulous, loving family. And I like as well in the talk over where she is continuing to think about, as she always has done, about cancer patients who are continuing with their battle, and she's there they're uppermost in her mind. And so I suspect that the time will tell that she's going to be doing a lot more to do with cancer scenarios in the very near future.
And Charles, you've taken some amazing photographs over the years. In terms of the iconography of this, the cinematography, the intimacy, these are intimate places to the family. To let the public inside of that, to see these locations, the family doing, in many senses, Charles, very, very ordinary, everyday things. But that in itself is the masterstroke, isn't it?
It is a masterstroke, and let's not forget that it wasn't that long ago that she was being criticised very wrongly, in my view, for certain pictures that were taken. And I suspect that what the palace have done with this is to make it quite clear that this is about Catherine, about her family, about the battle. It's not just a battle for Catherine, it's been a battle for William, George, Charlotte and Louis as well. They've stood by her as they inevitably would, to try to help give her as much a normal life as possible so that she can cope with the rigors that have been going on. And I think if anybody takes umbrage at this this video, they really need to get a life. And one other thing, Martin, I am ashamed of some of the people who have continually criticised the Princess of Wales in her battle over this few months, and I hope they are ashamed of themselves.
I absolutely agree with that, Charles. And another masterstroke of this is the family controlling the narrative, putting out messages like this, with so much detail, with so much involvement and involving people with their own journeys. The final payoff line of this was incredible, Charles, to all of those who are continuing their own cancer journey. I remain with you side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light, so that light may shine bright. It's an incredible thing to say to the general public, that I'm with you.
And I think as well we have to understand that this is the latest view of the Waleses. They have been taking control of the narrative by themselves. William's not going to let any of those so-called grey men at Buckingham Palace push him, and more importantly, push his wife around. They're going to stand solid. And will fight, to continue to be their own people, and long may it continue. This is our future. This is the future of this country. This is the future of the monarchy, and it really is in great, safe hands.
As we said, Charles Ray, we've had absolutely hundreds of messages sent into us here at GB News. I want to read a couple of those out now, if I could, just quickly. Susie says, how uplifting to see that beautifully shot short video of Catherine, William and the kids. Maureen says, wow, I'm so very, very touched by Catherine's words. I wish healing to the entire family. God bless them. Susie adds, Catherine, so much class, utterly joyous to watch. And Kate adds, so much love coming from that video. The country so needed that. We're all going through dark patches at the moment. And finally, the final word to Adrian. It shows in the video outside of the pomp and ceremony, an ordinary family like everyone's. Long live Catherine. Now, I could also now speak to the former BBC Royal correspondent, Michael Cole. Michael, welcome to the show. I think it's an astonishing video. It's beautiful, it's a vignette, it has so many precious moments of a life made ordinary by this tragic condition she is fighting. The children, the playing cards, the picnics, the sunlight dappled through the ferns. You know, there's precious moments that you'll give all of your time for if you are able to live for a precious moment longer. Michael Cole, I can see you're clearly moved by this. I certainly am. It's an astonishing video. Please share your thoughts.
Well, Martin, you and Cameron have summed it up really rather beautifully. But I can say with due certainty that there has never, ever been a royal video message like that. Moving, intimate, candid, and very, very bold. Brilliantly pulled off. It's a masterstroke, I think. We've never seen anything like that. We've never seen a prince give his wife, the princess, a kiss, a slight kiss, when they're going down at the beach on Norfolk. And did you ever see a family so in love with each other and so happy together, sharing the burden, sharing it with her, obviously terribly concerned about her. And the other thing I think it's worth noting is that even at the end of this long series of treatments, chemotherapy, she looks remarkably well in the circumstances. And I think probably, well, obviously having the family with her and supporting her, and also her father was there in one of the shots playing cards, I think. Look at that shot there. I mean, it's part home movie, but it's part Hollywood. And it's very glossy and it's very beautiful. And it's clever way they've mixed the sort of what looks like home movies with shots like that, which is pure Hollywood and beautifully pulled off. And there we have the sort of more intimate shots, probably by Prince William himself. And the children look well, fantastic holiday they've had. And it's remarkably intimate, at the same time, very personal, and also, as you said, keeping an eye on the big picture, all the people around the world who are also suffering in this way. And I think it will be many people will warm even more closely. And there, of course, was her mother as well, playing cards, whatever it was, a family game. So a remarkable film, brilliantly pulled off. It will have a great impact, and it will be very, very moving for a lot of people. Many people in their families, I think it's 1 in 2 people get cancer these days. A lot of people will be able to relate to this, and they will be so pleased to see her up and about and showing every sign of getting back to her royal routine, which I'm sure is what she wants. What a fantastic shot.
And Michael Cole, in terms of the cinematography of this, it has that wonderful feel of the Wonder Years, you know, that Super 8 feel. It's taking us back to all of our yesteryears, you know, the shared precious moments that every family has. And Michael Cole, I was really struck, as I mentioned to Cameron Walker, about the final line of this astonishing video, which is, you know, all the way along, you know, Catherine has brought people into her journey, and she's tried to resonate and reverberate with people out there with also this tragic condition. This line to all of those who are continuing their own cancer journey: I remain with you, side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light. So let that light shine bright. And coupled, Michael Cole, with those visuals of the sunlight on her face, you know, that feeling that we all have of life. It's an astonishing journey where she's invited people to join it with her, and at the same time offering her condolences, her sympathy, her selflessness, even in her own darkest hours.
Martin, I think we can say we've never seen anything like it before. And I think, speaking on behalf of you and Cameron and all the viewers and everybody in the studio, we wish her, of course, the greatest of good fortune. We hope to see her as often as she feels ready to see us, maybe at the Cenotaph in November, maybe her carol concert at Westminster Abbey at Christmas time. But I think it's very good of her, very kind of her, to take us into her confidence. Obviously, she knows that the love has been expressed out there, and I'm sure she's had sacksfuls of supportive letters. But it's great that she can feel the confidence to come out in this way and tell us how she's feeling, how she's getting on, and the prospects for the future. And we can only hope that they're good prospects and that her every moment is a better moment than the one before.
And in terms of the direction of travel of her treatment, Michael Cole, she does say here, although I have finished chemotherapy, my path to healing and full recovery is long, and I must continue to take each day as it comes. So there isn't the fantastic news that the cancer is in remission, but this stage, this painful stage, which so many people know is so difficult to go through, this arduous stage, at least this stage seems to be over. And now she's looking forward in a more positive way here, talking about hoping to return to work. So there's a positive message in there as well, Michael.
Yeah, when she revealed originally that very well delivered personal message, which she wrote herself, revealing the fact that she had cancer after all the speculation. She said, I have good days and I have bad days. And I'm quite sure that that is a common experience for people who suffer from cancer. I mean, looking at that, the little boy Louis was now, I think, going up the tree. I'm sure it was, but maybe I just hope there was somebody around to catch him. Well, perhaps Dad was there to do that. But there they are, going down towards the North Sea, the big sandy beaches of North Norfolk, nowhere better in the world, enjoying themselves during the summer, staying at Anmer Hall. Beautifully accomplished, wholly sincere, and wonderfully moving. And I'm sure it'll give a great deal of comfort to many, many people who are suffering their own little crises, or whatever they are. When you see bravery, what is bravery? It's grace under pressure, isn't it? Grace under pressure. I think that was Ernest Hemingway's definition of courage. Well, I think we've seen courage there.
And Michael Cole, as you said, we've never seen anything like this. We're already getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of well-wishers from our viewers out there. We'll make sure we try and pass on as many of those as we can. It's an incredibly progressive thing for the royal family to have done.
Absolutely. You wouldn't, I think, of in an earlier era, there would have been nothing like that. I can't see any earlier prince being filmed giving his wife a sly kiss as he was, rather movingly in that picture. I mean, if they, I think Tolstoy says all happy families are the same. Well, maybe they aren't. Maybe in this case, it's a royal happy family, but they are showing their togetherness. They're showing their support. They're showing really courage and also having to do it in the public domain. You know, that's tough. That's tough. Everybody's different. Some people want to be extremely private at times like this. But also when we've seen the other, the king, he was undergoing his own cancer treatment, when you've seen him out, you've seen how well he gets on with the other cancer patients that he's met. He obviously has his treatment alone. And when he goes to these cancer clubs where people are all together, he can relate to them and they relate to him. And I think the more that people know about this, the more they know that treatment's available and that it's an ongoing process and there is success these days. It's not the ultimate killer that it was at one stage. You can actually get in remission, as you said. And that's, I think, the best we can hope for her, an early remission and many, many long years of happiness, family life and royal life, because she is an ornament, an adornment to the monarchy, to the crown. And if you actually went to Hollywood casting agency and you said, cast me a princess, they'd come up with somebody very much like looking like the girl we're looking at there.
Superb stuff. Michael Cole, excellent. Thank you so much for your insight. It's always an absolute pleasure. Thank you very, very much. And for more reaction now, I'm joined by the former royal butler, Grant Harrell. Grant, welcome to the show. It's an astonishing video. It's beautiful, it's insightful, it's inclusive. Tell me, what are your thoughts on it?
As you were saying, very emotional. I mean, watching it, you're holding back the tears, and I'm sure all the other viewers, anyone watching that video, are going to feel the exact same way. And can I say also a sense of pride? Feeling very proud of her actually doing this video. Can I also say this is, as Michael just said, this is very unusual. I mean, this video is unlike anything we've seen before, and I think what's to me really important, and lucky enough to have known William and Catherine personally and know what they're like. This is very much a reflection of them, because if I can say, the late Queen always said that duty came before everything, obviously, as Queen. However, this is a very different royal family. I'm not saying that duty is very important to them, but however, as Catherine has said herself, her family, her health, that is almost what's coming first. And quite rightly, that's what should come first. And that's what they're showing, which is really important for the future, I think, of the royal family. I think they're showing that family does come first. And how many people out there she's going to give inspiration and support to? It's amazing what she's done or what they've done. And I said, just watching this video just gives everybody so much hope and excitement for the future as well.
And Grant, isn't that a key point? It's all the way along, it's been inviting people into Kate's journey, her recovery. And the final line, I keep repeating it, but I just find it takes my breath away. To all of those who are continuing their own cancer journey, I remain with you side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light. So let that light shine bright. Grant, Harold, such a selfless thing to say, thinking of the people, many thousands of whom, of course, will be undergoing their own families' cancer journeys.
Can I just make a quick reflection there? It's interesting that statement's really important. And just by mentioning the late Queen during the war, do you remember she once said she could look or the Queen Mother, should say, said she could look the West End into the eye after the bombing in London? This is obviously a very different time. This is to do with health, to do with cancer. But what Catherine's saying is she can actually support and understand what people with not just cancer, with disease, she can actually understand what they're going through. She's been through this herself. And so this is really important, I think, for them to actually, this is why I think they want you to be part of this journey with them, so that we're getting to see that, yes, they're all family, but they're also just like you and me. They're human beings. They laugh, they cry, they suffer. And this is really important, that they're actually taking us on this journey with them, which is, again, it's really unusual because the two of them are very, very private. They're very private. And this is giving you an insight into a world which normally you would never get to. I mean, the royal family in the past, as we know, never talked about health. It just wasn't talked about. It was not ignored. It was just very private. And the fact that they're taking us in this journey with them is a huge thing. And I honestly believe that's what she's trying to say, is she wants other people that are suffering with cancer, that are going through it. She's there to support them. She's there she can look them in the eye. She can say, I've been there, I've did it, I've done it, I've got through it, I'm getting through it, which is extraordinary for a member of the royal family to be able to and this just shows you the modern royal family. This is a very modern royal family, and this makes me excited for the future of the family as well.
Thank you very much for your thoughts. Fantastic stuff. And that's the former royal butler, Grant, Harold. And for those of you just joining us, this is an astonishing video released by the Palace, Kensington Palace, a message from Catherine, the Princess of Wales, on her ongoing cancer journey. An astonishing, beautiful video sharing her journey. We'll have a full update on that. An incredibly emotional moment for the royal family to bring us into their lives. I'm Martin Daubney on GB News.